to share with them. They are our discipleship group leaders here in LA. And I would like them to share something very short about the presence of God's story. Every time you make disciples, God keeps His promise. So, can I ask her to come up here? Both of you.
Morning.
Good morning. It was a mid-year of 2018 when a lady from Las Vegas joined our couples discipleship group. From the get-go, we started to pray that her husband will join us also. The Lord answered our prayer, and on the last quarter of last year, we finally met her husband online. Not long after this couple, together with another couple, formed a physical D group in Las Vegas. By March of this year, by God's grace, they were able to host a true life retreat. Over the months that followed, the Lord started to add people to the Las Vegas D group. Just this Labor Day weekend, they hosted a couples retreat with Pastor Danny and Sister Grace. Only around 5 couples registered initially, but during the week prior to the event, the Lord opened a door of opportunity, and the lead couple guested in a local Filipino radio station to promote the retreat. Because of that, one couple signed up, 2 more couples using Google sign up also. All in all, 12 couples attended, and 5 individuals came to Christ.
The Lord did
Yes, sir.
the Lord did wonderful things during the retreat. One couple was on the brink of divorce. The wife was ready to leave the husband, but a week before the retreat, she heard Pastor Ricky Sarto's message on Don't Tap Out, but Max Out for God. And this convicted her. She decided to invite her husband to the retreat. It was there when the healing process began for both of them. She was also encouraged about the message on leaving a godly legacy and decided that she should model Christ-likeness to her 2 daughters, who would one day be wives and mothers themselves. Another couple who has been having a troublesome marriage made a breakthrough by the time the retreat was over. Then there was a young husband married for 7 years who realized that it is time for him to step up and be the leader of their home and start discipling his wife and children. Another couple was blessed by the retreat experience, and they want to share it with others in their church. I could go on and on with stories of breakthroughs during the retreat, but suffice it to say, it was really the Lord who worked on each and every one, and I believe they left with changed hearts.
It was also during last weekend when the Lord started to work through one of the Las Vegas D group members. The D group has been praying for several months now for a bigger venue for their Sunday worship service and meetings. They have been meeting in members' houses on rotation and hoped that by fall of this year, they will have a place of worship. This member remembered a certain business owner and contacted her. To make a long story short, they now have a bigger venue in a more central location, accessible by public transportation. But wait, there's more. The owner offered the place rent-free for the first 2 months, and for the succeeding months at a low price, just about 1/3 of a month's rent in a Los Angeles apartment. They were also offered office space for use, included in the ridiculously cheap rent, along with the space for Sunday school.
The owner said that they will attend CCF once they hold their Sundays worship service there. Today, at this very moment, they are holding their first gathering in this new place.
Wow.
God is amazing, right? But you know, this all started when one wife joined discipleship. Then God worked on the husband. Then he sent another couple in their midst, who at that time was also in contact with CCF Maine. With the same desire, these two couples decided to step out in faith and heeded the call of our Lord's Great Commission in Matthew 18:19 to 20, to go and make disciples, teaching them to observe all that he has commanded us. Because of their obedience, people are being added to their D group. Hence, the Lord saw it fit to give them a bigger venue. As for the discipleship group that the Lord has entrusted to my husband and I, in less than 2 years, 6 discipleship groups have been formed in addition to 3 physical D groups. And from those second-generation D groups, we now have 3 third-generation discipleship groups. It's a blessing and a joy to see our members take the challenge and become disciples themselves. We see lives being transformed. Indeed, all things are possible with the Lord. Praise God.
It's a privilege to see what the Lord has done in Las Vegas and what he continues to do. 5 years ago, my wife and I felt a burden to pray for this city while walking along the strip. When we were there, we saw a lot of people drunk, and in front of us was like, lie down. And so we did a prayer walk. Little did we know that 5 years later, the Lord would allow us to see the work that he's doing in Las Vegas. It is humbling and at the same time encouraging. If he is doing mighty things in Las Vegas, then he can also do the same in Southern California. As Chris Tomlin's song goes, greater things have yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. But as Matthew chapter 9 verse 38 says, ask the Lord for the harvest, therefore to send out workers in his harvest field. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.